Hi friends, I'm Amy and this is A-Star Reads, and for the month of March I'm going to bring back Sunday Sum Ups because I'm doing Spring-Into-Reading-Athon, and I was thinking, oh, should I daily vlog? No. Should I weekly vlog? I don't know. But Sunday Sum Ups are a nice way for me to sum up what I've accomplished, add a little B-roll to show what I've been doing throughout the week, but not as in-depth as like a normal vlog is, because my channel clearly lately has been struggling a little bit with content, and only because I have been off and on really sick in the last couple of months. So I'm just struggling to get stuff out because I'm struggling with motivation and struggling with, having enough days feeling well that I want to vlog or do different things like that. So lots of fun excuses, but that's just the reality of what's going on with me right now. But I'm very excited about Spring-Into-Reading-Athon. Spring-Into-Reading-Athon is a seasonal, at least for the Northern Hemisphere, seasonal readathon that is hosted by, or created by, Melanie from Completely Melanie, and each season she has different co-hosts joining her. So this time around I'm one of the co-hosts, and so is Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life. So clearly we have a really awesome group this time around, and I'm very thankful that Melanie asked me to co-host. So check in the description box below for both Melanie's information, the announcement video, and for Amanda's information so that you can follow them and learn more about this readathon and join us. And I have a bit of a different idea of how I want to do it. So I have my booklet that I've been using recently to help me plan my TBRs, and I still haven't filmed my TBR video yet. I've filmed my rolls, but not my actual video. So that's something I have to do. But I'm going to cut this out and put it in here. And the way I want to do the Spring-Into-Reading-Athon is a little different than how I may have done it in the past. So what I'd like to do is a bit random. It is going to cause me to scramble a little bit and figure out what I can fulfill. But I have a ton of books from the last two TBRs and from this current month's TBR that I need to fit in, that I haven't read, and I would like to make it work within this. But I have decided that I'm not really going to get a chance to choose which way I'm making bingos, because I'm going to assign numbers to each bingo possibility and then randomly generate a bingo. And then I have to fulfill all the books within that line. And it can be a book that works for multiple prompts. I'm totally cool with doubling up, tripling up, whatever I need to do, but I can't go on to make another bingo until I have finished the bingo that I'm currently working on. And I don't get to choose the bingo lines that I'm going to do. It's going to be randomized. So I think that sounds fun. And I'm really, really hoping to get the books that I currently have on my TBR on here. I've got tons of books on my book cart, lots of projects that I've been working on little bits here and there. I've got so much I want to accomplish, and I'm really hoping that March is going to be a better month for me health-wise. And so if it is, that's great, because I am going to read. My other goal for March, and this one I'm really hoping to stick to it. I got to find my little Mickey Mouse. I had that little timer that was a bookmark. You've probably seen it in previous videos, but it was a little timer. But I want to set a goal in the month of March to read for 2 hours a day. Every day, I have to read for 2 hours a day. And that's because my reading has been not so great lately. It's a little sporadic, and I've been spending a lot of my free time, especially when I'm not feeling well, just watching stuff on TV, or I've cut the scrolling down a little bit, but it's not great. I would like to make sure that I'm getting more reading in, because just prioritizing that has been really hard lately. So that's a goal to get me back in the mode, is 2 hours a day, every single day. And I don't know how I'm gonna mark that off. Maybe I'll make like a little, I do have a lot of plans for what I would like to do this month, and of course all the different challenges that I have been working on, like Herkyed, 45 before 45, this one secret project that I've been working on for a while now. And I also like to get better at getting my videos out, because I still have one Christmas video that hasn't gone out yet. I haven't even started editing it, to be honest. It's just been a rough time. So I know I say that all the time now, because that's just the reality. It's just like this. It's like this. So anyways, before I make any decisions, tomorrow is the 1st. Today is the 28th, and I have a little bit of time before I go in for a half day of work to kind of make some plans and to get things figured out for tomorrow, so that at the beginning at 12 a.m., I mean, I don't think I'll be staying up that late, but if I were to stay up at 12 a.m., I would be able to start whatever I'm planning on reading for Spring-Into-Reading-Athon. And the important thing to point out is that I'm currently already reading some books, and I need to make sure I finish those. So, yeah. Let me go grab those so I can tell you about the books that I'm currently actively reading. that I don't think I can count for these because these have to be new books that you've started, right? Okay, so let's talk about what I'm currently reading, or what I have outstanding. I am currently reading Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yambao, and this is, I'm not very far into this. This is kind of like a soft fantasy, and it's a little slow paced. I'm enjoying it well enough at the moment. I'm still not far enough into it to get a real read on it, but I just haven't been as motivated to pick this one up. This is for Herkyed for a new release. It is also for Buzzwordathon because it has a water word in the title and it has a skyline on the front. I have been struggling with this one a little bit. Probably more so because my reading has been struggling, a little bit less so because I'm not enjoying it, but I'm still a little on the fence as to how I'm actually feeling about it. I'm also currently reading Pachinko by Min Jin Lee, and this one I'm making some pretty good progress because I just started it fairly recently. I'm pretty hooked into this one, so this will be easier to push along through than I think Watermoon might be, and I have reasons that I'm not telling you about as to why I'm reading this. So I'm working on that one. I'm not in any kind of a rush to finish it, but you know, it'd be nice to finish it sooner rather than later. I started working on 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Agustina Bastarrica. This is a short story collection, and I've made it halfway. I just haven't made it any further since then. I haven't picked it up. It's just been sitting there waiting for me to pick it up. The book I'm ashamed to say is still just sitting there waiting for me to pick up and finish is The Indian Card by Carrie Lowie Schwetpeltz. And yeah, I don't have very much further for this to go. It reads pretty quickly, but like I said, in the past, I like reading little bits of this here and there and kind of digesting it and understanding it and thinking about it because this has a lot of relevance to my life, actually. It's who gets to be a native in America, because I'm a descendant of the Nooksack tribe, and because of blood quantum, I don't qualify to be a full member of the tribe. But there's a lot of questions as to, within the US, what makes a person Indian and what should be indicators of whether or not they're part of a tribe, not part of a tribe. And there's so much political about that, so much historical relevance to it, including within the tribes, that I've been finding this to be a fascinating read. And there sometimes is a bit of a disconnect culturally for people like me who sometimes feel like, well, we don't really quite know where we stand within the tribe. And especially also because I'm white presenting, what roles can I fulfill within the tribe? Like, where do I feel comfortable within the tribe? It's a lot of things that maybe, like, I feel like sometimes there's a bit of imposter syndrome, which is a little strange, but that is my reality. And it's something I'm coming to terms with in different ways. It's also interesting to think about, like, termination and the way the government has attempted to assimilate, so much so that there are situations like mine where we don't know where we belong when it comes to our tribal culture. And so I have been finding this a very interesting read. My tribe has been named in this book for some controversial things too, so that's also fascinating. And I do want to continue this, and I'm really enjoying it. I just haven't found the time to pick it up, especially with my lack of desire to read lately. So I keep saying that this is a book I need to finish, and it continues to be a book I need to finish. I'm currently 91% of the way through the audiobook of The Blackbird Oracle by Deborah Harkness. This is the 5th book in the All Souls series, and I'm really enjoying it. It's slowed down where I'm at a little bit, and so I haven't been listening to it as actively as I have, or at least I was at first. So not that I'm not enjoying it, just I'm a little distracted from audiobooks at the moment, and so I've been doing other things while I've been driving to and from work instead, or listening to music just because I feel like listening to music. I will get this one done very soon though, because 91%, I'm really, really close. And then I did just yesterday start listening to The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub. This was on my TBR for February, and I just listened to like 5-10 minutes of it because I was curious how the audiobook was going to be, and I think the narrator's doing a good job so far. So I'm definitely going to listen to this on audiobook after I finish The Blackbird Oracle. So that's where my reading is currently at. Actively reading a lot of books, not actively completing a lot of books. Today's my endoscopy, so I'm drinking some bone broth until I can't drink anything else anymore. But, you know, a little bit of chicken bone broth to keep me from being hungry all day, because my endoscopy is not until 4:30. So I thought it would be a good time to go through some of my books that I've received recently. And this one I know what it is because I ordered this one, but these other two I didn't order. So I'm looking forward to finding out what they are. But we can start with this one so I can tell you a little bit about How hard is this gonna be to open? Oh, there's a little thing. Okay. Okay, so this is my book from Margaret Pennard. This is Orla Rafferty Seeks Her Fortune, book one of the Widening Gyre. Is that how you say that, gyre? You know, that's a word I don't use very often. Look, it's my friend! Very excited about this. Very interested in reading one of Margaret's books. I haven't read any of her books yet. And this is also going to work for Herkiad because you're supposed to read an AuthorTubers books. And I've got a wonderful AuthorTuber friend who, you know, like I've been sleeping on her books. And this book seems to be all about Orla's situation after her husband dies, and whatever should be bequeathed to her is being threatened. And so she has to work on trying to protect her fortune. So I'm really excited to learn more about Orla Rafferty. I like that name. That's a good name. And see what this is all about. Next, let's open up this one. Oh, and of course, I will be linking Margaret's channel in the description box below. So go check out her channel, go check out her books, and if you get a chance, this one just came out, so it would be a great time to get your hands on one of her books. Let's see what this is. I'm searching for crumpled papers. Christine! You gave me a whole bunch of stuff already for Christmas. Book 6 looks creepy. Don't know if they have to be read in order. Got this one for you just in case. Happy birthday from Christine. Oh, Christine, you're so kind. This is from my friend Christine from An Autistic Reader. I will also link her channel down below. She is incredibly generous and kind, and she got me, oh, Eden. Yes. This is very, very exciting. I did finish the first book in this series, and I've been wanting to go on to the next one. What was it that made me want, oh, I was gonna read this series for Herkiad. I ended up going with a different series for Herkiad, but I still want to continue on this series, the Monster series. The first one was Soul Eater, and it was great. It was great. I had a wonderful time reading it. These are monster romances, but there's a little more depth to these than some of the other monster romances I have read. So I am really excited to continue on with Eden. I really liked Eden's character. We get introduced to him in Soul Eater. He's a really fun character. He's just got a big personality. He's a big presence. And I'm really looking forward to seeing who he gets matched up with and just see what continues to happen in this story. So thank you so much, Christine. This was a wonderful choice, and I am very, very happy with it. Let's get to this bad boy. And I might need my scissors. Let me see. I don't know why this is hard. I don't want to like accidentally slash the book because this is a pretty full box. Okay. Let me feel around for papers. Christine! Oh my gosh, this is also from Christine. Oh my goodness. Wait, let's see. Now I want to learn, okay, so we got two more. So we've got, now I want to learn the origin stories of many monsters / creatures. Would I be scared to meet a Minotaur in person? Happy birthday from Christine. And then the Bandit Queen sounds really interesting. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it. Happy birthday from Christine. Ah, oh my gosh. Oh, Once a Monster by Robert Dinsdale. How did I get interested in this one? I cannot for the life of me remember how I came across this book. It's so beautiful. I'm sure I heard somebody talking about it and I thought it was a gorgeous book, and it's about minotaurs and it's about mudlarks. And mudlarks are people who search in the mud and what comes up from the river to find like money and stuff like that. And in other stories like precious minerals sometimes, and sell that within a city. This is set in London, 1861. So these little kids are mudlarks. And while she's hunting, she discovers the body of a minotaur. It sounds incredible. And I know why I put it on my wish list because, well, for one, it's gorgeous, but also because it sounds incredible. So where did I get this book from? Like, in the sense that, who was I watching that was talking about this book? I can't remember, but I'm very, very excited about it. And it is just a beautiful book that I can't wait to add to my collection. Because look at this. This is so pretty. So this will look beautiful on my shelf. And then when I get to read it, it looks gorgeous as well. Thank you, Christine. I'm so excited about this one that I put on my wish list and I forgot about, but I'm really, really happy about it. I can't wait to find out about minotaurs, more about minotaurs and how this minotaur died, I guess, because she finds the body of a minotaur, right? Yeah, the corpse. It's a corpse. So, and another book that I have been dying to read for a very long time is The Bandit Queens by Parini Shroff. This one is right up my alley, and it's about revenge, and it's about women who have lived in a society where they don't have a lot of freedoms and are taken advantage of, kind of just doing for themselves, you know, showing those awful husbands who treated them poorly what's what. And we have one main character whose husband disappears, and there's rumors about how he disappeared, but he just disappeared. And this woman is a no-nonsense woman who takes care of herself, and other women start coming to her to get help with their situations. And I love books where we get people who are standing up for themselves. And I mean, sometimes there's a lot of gray area when it comes to these kind of stories, but I love that. And I recently read The Lost Apothecary, which reminds me of the vibe of this, at least the idea of women standing up for themselves in a way that is questionable. So I'm very excited about The Bandit Queens. Oh my gosh, Christine, this haul is so awesome. Why do you do this? I mean, I love it. I love it, don't get me wrong, but then I just feel like you're just so generous and kind and wonderful, and I really appreciate it. Everybody check out Christine's channel in the description box below, and check out Margaret's channel, and go follow these wonderful booktubers. Also, before I determine what I'm gonna read this week based on what I end up picking, I wanna see what's in this box that I got in the mail. If this is the book that I think it is, it's gonna be a really big book, because this is a big box. So let's find out. Oh, it is a big book. Oh, okay, so the most recent installment for the Bone Season series is finally out. The Dark Mirror by Samantha Shannon. This is gorgeous. It doesn't match my other books, but of course they're not making the new books in the old style anymore. So this is my book, and I'm very excited about. Ooh, look how pretty that is. What's the actual? Oh, it's pretty. Okay, yeah. The Black Moth. What's she called? Black Moth. This is my Hercule pick for the month of February, because this was just released like on the 24th or 25th, well, my birthday. And I've been waiting for a long time to read. I know a lot of us from Bookstar read-alongs have been waiting a long time for this series to continue. And I am so excited about it because the last book ended on a huge, like, uproar, change, cliffhanger. So much stuff changed at the very end of that last book. So I know this is going to be very exciting, but look how big it is. How many pages is this? Maybe it doesn't look, oh, it's over 500 pages. That is a book that I would like to read between now and, well, I'd like to read that this month. So yeah, I've got a lot of books that are possibilities for the month. I'm not going to put pressure on myself, but there are some that I absolutely have to read. One is Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett, because this is the second book in the, not the Foundry, is it the Foundry Side series? It's called something else, I think. This is second book to Foundry Side, and I am looking forward to seeing what happens next, where we go from here, because in, of course, the first book, a lot of things changed and big stuff happened. So we're going to see the fallout from all of that. This has to get done this month. And the other book I have to read for the month of March is the group book for Spring-Into-Reading-Athon, and that is On a Quiet Street by Serafina Nova Glass. We will be speaking to this author, so I have to make sure that I have read the book so I can ask her questions and learn more about her whole writing experience. And this is a thriller mystery, so that'll be a lot of fun because it's something different than what I typically read, and it should be a pretty quick read. Those tend to be a little quicker. So those are my two absolutely have to read. And then I have a ton of other options as to books that I want to read. Books for my January and February TBR. Books for my March TBR, which you should be seeing soon. And of course, there are things I would like to edit and put out there for BookTube. And I have live reading sprints that I'm hosting for Spring-Into-Reading-Athon. I'm also hosting for Bookstar this month. So it's gonna be a busy month, which isn't a horrible thing necessarily. Hopefully the momentum will keep me going from one thing to the next. But without further ado, let's actually pick which bingo I'm gonna be going for so that I can know what I'm reading this week. And let's see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are all the vertical bingos. Then I did 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are the horizontal bingos. 11 is a diagonal from this direction. 12 is a diagonal from this direction. And then number 13 is the 4 corners, because you could do the 4 corners, but that also includes the group book to get another bingo. So let me pull up a random number generator and we'll see what I end up getting. Okay, so I pulled up the random number generator. I put 1 through 13 in because there are 13 different possibilities. And I got the number 5. So number 5 is this line right here. So let's go through this together. Okay, so the first one is Let It Shine. And for that, you need to read a cozy book or a book that you think will make you happy. Okay, I'm trying to think, do I have any cozy books on my actual TBR? Cozy books? Huh. Okay, or a book that I think will make me happy. Now that doesn't necessarily need to be cozy. It could just be like comforting. Okay, the next one is Luck of the Irish. Luck of the Irish is to read a book with green on the cover. I could read My Sister the Serial Killer because this has a lot of green on the cover and it's not too long of a book. That might be a good choice for this week. And this is, what is this for? My 45 before 45 and for her kid. So this would be a pretty good choice, I think. Next one is Love is in the Air, and this is to read a romance or a book centered around friendship. And I do need to read Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan. This would be a good choice. It also works for her kid. This is from my February TBR, and it's a romance. So that's a possibility. Not doing a good job of, oh, there's green on this one though. This is a green cover actually. So I could use this one for Luck of the Irish and for romance. Because if you see, this cover is actually like a really light green color. So, and there is a lot more green on the cover as well. Green in her glasses, green back here. Actually, that might be good for combining 2 prompts, then I only have to read 1 book. Would this be a cozy book or a book that makes me happy? I would like to say yes because it's a romance and romances tend to be cozy. I just know that this got such low ratings that I'm a little worried that it won't make me happy. I mean, but if I were going with the kind of book this is, I would think it would make me happy. So it could work for 3. You know, it doesn't necessarily say like the book does make you happy. It's a book you think might make you happy. And based on my love of Kevin Kwan's writing from The Crazy Rich Asians, I would think that I should love his writing in this, but I don't know. So this could work for 3 prompts. That would be really cool. Next, we've got Women's March, and this is to read a book with a strong female protagonist. So this might work for that. I would imagine she's a strong female protagonist. Might even work for this one. I don't know if she's what I would consider a strong female protagonist, but I would imagine, I don't know. There's possibilities here. I'm going to think about that one. And then the final prompt is not actually a bookish prompt. It's teeny umbrellas, tiny umbrellas, and that's to drink your favorite ice beverage. So typically my favorite ice beverage is an old fashioned. I love old fashions. I love them with the big square ice cube in them. I do not love them when they put crushed ice in them. Old fashions need a big block of ice. I feel very strongly about that. But I haven't been drinking alcohol lately because of my stomach issues. What I might do is make some sweetened iced tea because we like to make sweetened iced tea sometimes here at the house. And it's delicious, it's refreshing, and we're finally starting to get some nice weather. There's sun and there's beautiful skies at the moment. So I'm like, that might be something that even if it's not completely warm outside, it just gives you the vibes of we're coming into spring, we're coming into warmer weather. That's probably what I'm gonna go with for that one. It may change. I may pick something else. Okay, so I've made my decision for Let It Shine, which is a cozy book or a book that I think will make me happy. I'm gonna pick Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan, just because I think romances tend to be more cozy in general. They're easy to read. There's something you want to pick up when you need something light. And because I've loved Kevin Kwan in the past, I'm going to put aside my feelings about or my thoughts about what people have rated this in the past and just go into it with the open mind. And I've loved Kevin Kwan in the past because of the Crazy Rich Asian series. So I'm assuming that this will make me happy because I giggled a ton with that other series. Then I'm also picking this for Love is in the Air for a romance or a book about friendship because there is a romance that is prominent in this story. Then for Luck of the Irish, I'm gonna go with My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyen Ken Braithwaite because of the amount of green that is on this and because I do wanna get to this book because I think it'll also work for Women's March, which is a strong female protagonist. Our main character is a strong female protagonist. Like, whether or not she's doing the right things in helping her sister try to get away with murder, she is still a strong woman who has a lot of practicality and understanding of enough to be able to do what she's been doing. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when she has to make choices. she has to make choices that might go against her sister. Will she be strong enough to stand against her sister and the things that are going on? So, I mean, I think this is kind of like a play against what makes you strong and what makes you not. And I'll be curious to see which direction it actually goes towards. So these are the 2 books that I'm going to be starting with for Spring Into Reading-Athon to get this bingo right here. And I don't necessarily need to have these done by the end of the week because that may not be realistic, but these are the 2 that I need to start and complete before I can choose another bingo to try to get. So those are my plans for right now, aside from trying to work on all those books that I need to complete. And so maybe trying to get a certain amount of time each day that I work on those ones specifically. And I need to either start Shorefall or On a Quiet Street so that I can get these ones done before the end of the month. And I figure with these 2, I will just read a little bit here and there so that I'm actually getting them complete before the month is over. Before I let you go for the week, I just wanted to show you something really fun. So let me grab you and show you. And yeah, hold on. So my mom, for my birthday, got me this gorgeous rotating, twirling bookshelf because this shelf, which had all my read books on it, all the books that I have read in the past or I've read already, was completely overwhelmed. I was starting to stack books up really high. I was, double stacking books and stuff, so I couldn't get any of the books in the back. It got to be unbearable. So Mom got me my new bookshelf so that I could clean things up, and I've already organized that whole thing. I'm putting all my series that I've already completed on this shelf, and then any other books, obviously, that I get that I've read, finished, I'll try and work into my little thing or onto here. But yeah, so I've just been organizing and putting all my series together so that I could put them back on here. It just feels good to be getting organized. It also feels really good to have this beautiful, beautiful bookshelf, and I just love it. So these top 2 shelves are my hardcovers, and I've put them in alphabetical order. I didn't separate them based on genre because, like I said, I've already read all these books. And then down here are all my paperbacks that are not mass market. So my mass markets I have in a stack over there as well. So the mass markets will go over on the white bookshelf. But these are all my larger than mass market paperbacks, the ones that I'm planning on keeping at least for now. And I also organize these by alphabetical order and put them on here. And I just love it. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I've got a couple of series on here, but I haven't decided, like if I end up putting other books over here that are more like standalones, I'll probably move the series onto that white shelf. But there you go. Okay, so as a quick recap, Spring Into Reading-Athon is starting tomorrow. My goal for the month is 2 hours of reading a day, every single day. And I'm hoping to get as many bingos as I possibly can, starting with these 2 books. And I'd like to get my books that I'm currently reading done, as well as the 2 books that I have to read done. So let's hope that March is a good reading month and that I actually get some stuff accomplished. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've read any of the books that I've talked about in this video. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens next Sunday for my sum up, for my Spring Into Reading-Athon sum up. And we'll find out, did I get a bingo? Did I not get a bingo? Where am I on my current reads? Well, hopefully further. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.